Yo, what up, Clinch team? Welcome back to Clinch Talks. This is Riley. Appreciate y'all being here. This is episode 10, the power of recovery. Today we're diving into, something that a lot of us ignore, especially when we're in that grind mode. It's one of the most important parts of longevity, definitely, and it's active recovery. And this isn't just physical recovery, like taking a day off from training. I mean, like mental recovery, emotional recovery, actually stepping back to reset not just your body, but your whole system, resetting your gut, resetting your mind, everything like that. Here's the thing. High performers like all of us, we struggle with this, not because we don't know it's important, but because we've convinced ourselves that we don't need it, right? And we're continuously in the grind mode that we never look to see and, be real for a second and, be like, all right, my body actually needs to take a break. My body needs some recovery. And like, I'm not saying, I'm not talking about recovery as in, lay in bed all day. That's not at all. Notice how I said active recovery. So my first question is, why do high performers, people like you and me, struggle to rest? It's because we link, rest with laziness. That's just our mindset. We think recovery means we're falling behind. And, what's the cost of that mindset? It's probably burnout. It's injury. It's waking up drained, wondering why this grind doesn't feel like I'm getting anywhere, like I'm making any progress. The harder you push yourself, the more recovery you actually need. And here's another question I've had to ask myself. It's, what does real recovery even look like? Not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. It's not just skipping the gym, like I said. It's not laying down all day. It is unplugging for a bit. It's setting boundaries with your time, your energy, maybe setting boundaries on your phones for social media, whatever. It's being okay with doing less, not because you're lazy, but because you're being intentional. You want to be in the now. It looks like saying no to things that drain you, even when they sound productive. Letting your mind wander without grabbing your phone every 5 minutes. Be bored. Go touch grass. Take time to journal, reflect, do something, meditate, whatever. Just something to get your mind to recover and your body. Because emotional and mental burnout doesn't always show up, as stress. Sometimes it shows up as procrastination, poor focus, tiredness in the morning. Maybe you're too sluggish or something like that. It feels like something's off. That's not how we should be. That's not a discipline problem. Sometimes it's a recovery problem. And a big thing you guys must be wondering is, how do you know when to rest, versus when you're just avoiding discomfort? This is tricky because, as, high performers like ourselves, we want to push ourselves, because sometimes you actually need to recover. Your body's telling you, I'm done. I need to reset. Your mind's foggy. You're not focused. That's a sign to pull back. That's a sign to, add in a recovery day. Other times, rest can come as an excuse, but you got to make sure it's an active recovery day, not just sleep in bed all day or watch TV all day, eat snacks all day. That's not what I'm talking about. If you're just uncomfortable, maybe it's hard workout, maybe it's a long day, a challenging project, whatever. And instead of facing it, you just label it burnout. We can't be doing that, but the difference I've found is if you always want to rest the moment things feel tough, that's avoidance, 100%. And if you never feel like resting, even when you're clearly running on empty, that's probably denial, because real self-awareness sits, in the middle, and that's where you need to find yourself, because you need to realize your body needs recovery. You don't want to be injured. You don't want to push through that pain, and then, at the end of the day, you get injured, and now you're out for a week or two. So what you need to do is ask yourself, am I avoiding this because it's hard, or because I'm truly spent? If you're unsure, like I said, try active recovery. Do something light, something low pressure. Try stretching, yoga, mobility, walking, incline walk, swimming. Go play sports. Go, play with your friends. Go for a long run with no pace. Go lift super light. There's so many things you can do to actively recover. Roll out. I love foam rolling. My split has 2 active recovery days. I stretch. I roll out. I do mobility. This is all for longevity. See how you feel after that. And usually that tells you the truth if you needed it, you know? Real quick, if this is helping you rethink how you treat recovery, share this with someone else who's always on the go. Tag us at Clinch_team on all socials, and let's keep building a mindset around performance and sustainability. Stay hydrated with Stir, 15% off, link in bio. But the last question that we need to jump into is, what habits actually help you recover without killing momentum? That's the fear, right? You know, you tell yourself, if I slow down, I'll lose everything I've built. But the reality is, structured recovery keeps you consistent. That's how you keep going, right? I got 4 quick wins for you today. Schedule rest into your week, right? So block out a day. Don't wait until you crash. Plan for your recovery, right? So throw it into your split. Throw it into your week, whatever. 2, prioritize quality sleep. Set a bedtime. Stick to it. 7 to 8 hours, non-negotiable. And no just one more scroll. Don't just sit down, sleep. Sleep, it's downtime. You know, your body needs to repair itself. It needs to unwind. 3, build in unplug time. Even just 1 hour a day, you know, with no phone, no distractions, no social media, you'll see how much mentally clear you'll be. You can actually have time to think, you know, and take a second for yourself. And lastly, number 4, I need you to reflect regularly. You know, journal, talk about it, be thankful, write down things you're thankful for. You can do this upon waking, going to sleep, in the middle of the day. Whatever you're feeling, however you're feeling, physically, mentally drained, don't just push through it. Check in on yourself and actively recover, okay? Lastly, I got your listener challenge for you. You know we always do this. I want you to take one full 24-hour recovery day. No workouts, no business, no guilt. It's just rest, recharge, do it with a purpose, have something that you're going to focus on, and do that throughout the day. And just let us know how that goes. Tag us at Clinch_team on our socials. Tell us how you did, what you did, and if you had the energy when you came back, if you were clear, if you had the clarity when you came back. Because you might realize, you know, you're not just being lazy. You know, you were burnt out, you were injured, you were in pain, whatever. Lastly, recovery isn't the pause button on your progress, right? It's what allows you to keep going without the breaking, without having to start over. So just be real with yourself. Build the discipline to rest, even with the discipline to train. Make sure you work out, you grow and stuff on the side as well. But if this episode helped you out, follow the show, drop a rating, whatever. Share it with someone you might be stuck in the burnout with, and help each other be accountable. We'll be back soon with more episodes to keep you grounded and growing. Until then, be healthy, be focused, be great, and clinch your dreams.